Hey guys, how are you doing and welcome back. So today I got the Honor 90 for you guys, which is one hell of a smartphone. This one comes with a 200 megapixel AI matrix main camera and a 50 megapixel selfie camera, and both can shoot videos in 4K resolution. The Honor 90 also have a very unique design and a 120Hz display with a peak of 1600 nits, which is more than enough to watch all of your favorite movies out in the sun. But before we dig deeper, let's start with the unboxing. So actually I was lucky and got an extra hand strap phone case with this smartphone. This one has a nice pattern on the back and straps so you don't drop your phone. Now let's get to the smartphone box itself. First up we get the Honor 90. I took the silver version, but you can grab this one also in the colors green, black and blue. Right underneath that you will find your SIM card remover thingy and your papers, and as for last your USB Type-C to USB Type-A charging cable, but no extra charging brick. And that's already it for the unboxing, so let's check out some of the specs and the design. Right here we have a normal size smartphone with a 6.7-inch AMOLED display for a price of around 600 euros over here in Germany. So we got a very placky smartphone for that price with a plastic back and a plastic frame, even though you can't really tell the difference to an aluminum frame. Unlike with other colors, the silver one has a texture that you can both see and feel. It divides the lower part with the Honor logo and the upper one on which you will get your 3 camera lenses, 200, 12 and 2 megapixel, to which we will get later on in the video. I do gotta say you see your fingerprints on the back quite a lot, so you better put on a case or bring a cloth since you get stamps on this rather easy. Alright, on the front we have a little dot for our selfie camera that you really don't notice that much if you are watching some video clips, and you have 2 physical buttons on the side. As I already mentioned, the 6.7-inch display lights up with a peak of 1600 nits, which is really a lot. Just to put that in comparison, the Samsung S23 only lights up with a peak of 1200 nits. You also get a 120 Hz refresh rate that you can also lower down to 90 or 60 Hz to save some of your battery life. By default, it's set to a dynamic mode, which is a mix of 120 Hz and a good battery life, which is probably the best option. Now, I really can't say nothing bad about the screen. You get full HDR10 plus resolution with an OLED panel. Like this, you will have a great time watching your favorite shows on the go or video clips from YouTube. As for the audio, the Honor 90 gets loud and the quality of the sound is excellent. But here goes an example. Google is trying to fix with the Google Pixel tablet. It's the first Google tablet in the last 9 years, and today we will check out the specs, if it's worth your money. When it comes to the battery life, we will find a big 5000 mAh battery inside of the Honor 90 that comes with 5 watts reverse wired and 66 watts wired charging. Like this phone will charge from 0 to 20% in just 5 fast minutes. By the way, Honor claims that this phone will easily last a full day or 20 hours of continuous local video playback, so not that shabby at all. If you're looking for a smartphone with some great cameras that take incredible pictures, you are definitely not doing anything wrong by getting the Honor 90. Now, I wouldn't get this phone if shooting videos is your main purpose, since you can only shoot in 30 FPS in 4K. In 1080p it does get a little bit better and you can shoot in 60 FPS on the main, but it stays on 30 FPS on the selfie camera. So that's how it looks like. Alright, as I told you, this camera can record in 1080p with 30 frames per second if we're talking about the selfie camera, but that's the maximum. Now there's no 60 FPS and there is no 4K resolution on that one. So let's switch the camera around and see how that looks like. So now I switched the camera around and I'm recording in 4K with 30 FPS. Now you can trim that down if you wanted to 1080p and record in 60 FPS if you want to, which I would definitely do, since pictures, they look just so much better and smoother like that. But that's 4K. What I really like is that the cameras don't really stick out as much and you get quite a few camera modes, such as a portrait mode, night mode, aperture mode, and many more like slow mo, time lapse, super macro, and so on. Now this one does have a hard time capturing fast moving objects like running cats, but the super macro mode looks awesome. Overall you have a rather bright, contrasty and poppy pictures, and even if you switch over to the ultra wide angle lens, the pictures doesn't really change at all. I can also say that the portrait mode has a nice and clean background blur, which is even adjustable for the front and the back camera. So feature wise this phone has quite a few things to offer, but let's start with that you get a fingerprint sensor which is underneath the screen, and this one works actually very good. and you get a face detection as well, and that works great as well, and you don't get a delay or anything like that. Now you can get this phone in a few different variations. It comes with either 256 or 512 gigs of internal storage and 8, 12 or 16 gigs of RAM. Now that is always different from country to country, so I have the 512 gig version and about 20 gigs are already used up by the system. Since the Honor 90 runs on Magic OS 7.1 based on Android 13, you get features such as multi-windows. You can take quick screenshots and record your screen by tapping on the screen with your knuckles, or you can actually save your favorite web pages by swiping down on your phone with 3 fingers. By long pressing the power button, you wake up the Google Voice Assistant, and if you look deep into the features list, you will find your sidebar as well with a list of your apps for quick access. I would also like to mention the always on display mode. On this one, you can choose between different designs and images, graffitis, digital and analog ones. Just keep in mind that this will take a huge chunk out of your battery life. So the Honor 90 runs on the Snapdragon 7 Gen 1, which is definitely not the newest, and for the price of around 600 euros, we can expect to get something better. Now the Snapdragon 7 isn't bad, and I was able to play all of my favorite games on it without any lags and on the highest resolution. The phone just got hot during some of my gaming sessions. Now this phone also has a game mode in which you can change between a balance and a game mode. You get to turn on the D&D mode, you can take screenshots or screen record during the game, and generally navigating on this phone feels very smooth. Now as soon as I got the link to the smartphone, you will find it down below in the description, and if you want to see more smartphones that are in that same price range, just click that video right here to get right to it. And I guess with that one being said, that's it for today, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.